The community is mad, like really mad. I'm just browsing the forums, subreddit comments, and everything, and it seems like the whole Overwatch community is up in arms, even more so than they have been the past few months in Season 5. What I'm going to do today is address a lot of common complaints, talk about if they're right, if they're wrong, how I agree and disagree with them, and most importantly, how to fix the problems being presented. The first complaint is the SR lottery. I'm not talking about the people that are like, I'm actually a GM player, but my teammates are holding me back in silver. No, I'm talking about people that put in time, they think they're getting better, but they're not seeing improvements in rank, and the people that just feel like ranked is more of a gamble than anything else. You don't really matter, the games are kind of decided before they begin. If you're a lot better than your rank, you're gonna climb, but you know, technically, if you're just a little bit better than your rank, you should climb too, but that doesn't feel like the case. What's the problem here? Well, I actually found a great post I'm going to link down below. Check the description for links that I talk about. And it's a post about Season 5, and one big quote from it is a really good one that says, Overwatch isn't a game where the team with the best player wins. It's a game where the team with the worst player loses. I really don't think you can describe competitive in a better way right now. There is no better way to describe competitive other than that. A team with 6 average players is going to beat the team with 4 average players, 1 really good player, and 1 really bad player. Because that really bad player can have such a massive toll on his team, it severely outweighs the carry potential of the really good player. And that's just not fun. I don't know if that's a good mechanic for Overwatch. I'd like to try and present a solution. I've been thinking about it, but I can't. Honestly, it's just inherently the game works. The only way you can prevent this from happening is by severely lowering the ranks of the players that hold their teams back, or banning throwers. That way this just doesn't occur and the games are more even. You can't make it so the good player can carry more. And the added problem to that is there's a system in place right now that's supposed to combat that, but it doesn't work that well and the community hates it. And that's the performance-based SR system. The performance-based SR system states that the players on your team that did terribly, when you lose the game, they're going to lose more SR than you. And if you're that player that was really good in your team and you tried your best to carry and you had golds, you were on fire the whole game, but you still couldn't win, you're going to lose less SR because of it. The game kind of has pity on you. But the system doesn't always work that well. It's very abusable, as we've seen Mercy mains do, even some Sombra mains do it as well. Basically, off-meta heroes and one-tricks are being promoted with this system. So something else needs to be done. I think the only actual solution, and this isn't really a solution, it's just a concept solution, is to find a way to promote flexing more. If you can promote flexing more, then you can keep the performance-based SR system at least a little bit, and just make it so it doesn't favor one-tricks and it actually favors people who flex. Because if you favor people who flex, and performance-based SR still exists, that weakest link on your team will probably not switch. He probably won't be as flexible, and he's going to drop more SR than everyone else, and he'll eventually find his place in the SR system where he belongs, and less games will be ruined because of it. The next community perceived issue is toxicity. So let's talk about that. A lot of people are saying the toxicity is at its worst in Season 5 of Overwatch, and I can agree with that from personal experiences, and given what the community states, I wouldn't doubt that's true. And I think there's a few problems for this. I've talked about this in regards to the report system in Overwatch. It doesn't work, so people are starting to realize more and more and more that they can get away with whatever they want, with the exception of hacking. That's the only thing that people really get banned for, and that's what causes toxicity. Now, I actually saw an interesting post, once again linked down below, about how it's up to the community to fix the toxicity issue, not the devs. But I think this is oversimplifying the issue. I don't think it's either the devs' fault or our fault. I think it's a combination of both. The theory is we're the ones dishing out toxicity as a community. We're the cause of the problem, so we should be able to take it back, right? We should be able to fix the problem. But as some commenter here says, the report system sucks. Don't hand me a broken broom and tell me to start sweeping. That sums up what I was going to say in essence, but let's be honest here. This post talks about hating on one-tricks. Says you shouldn't do it. But the thing is, the game is supposed to promote flexing. Overwatch, the best Overwatch players, the best teams are going to be the teams that flex more. They're flexible. They switch to what, will counter the enemy team. Having a one-trick on your team already puts you at an inherent disadvantage, especially when the performance-based SR system has made it so they're climbing even though they don't have a 50% win rate. I've got a Mercy main on my team once, and I know, Mercy main stories, am I right? 40% win rate at the career high, or season high, it doesn't matter. Season high at a 40% win rate. That is not fair. That is not fair for multiple reasons. One, it puts me at an inherent disadvantage because it shows me that this person doesn't even have the skill to maintain a 50% win rate on Mercy at this rank. So already I'm at a disadvantage. Second, I know that person's not going to switch because it's a one trick. So this team, once again, at a disadvantage. It's funny because this post is ironic. It says it's up to us to fix the toxicity issue, but then it says not to hate on one tricks. One tricks partially caused the toxicity issue. If it's the community's job to fix toxicity, then the community should be flexing more and playing more towards what the game wants. But instead, this person and a few other people that agreed with it seem to think that the one tricks are not at fault at all, even though they are. It doesn't really make sense to me, honestly. You're saying that one tricks aren't at fault because the system encourages them to do so, but the system also encourages toxicity because it doesn't really have a report system. So you can't say the system encourages it, so do it on one side, and then say, no, we have to go against the system and go against the devs on another. That just seems like a double standard. So in my answer to that regard, the whole toxicity issue, I think the biggest solution is just the report system. It's that simple. At this point, people are just coming up with crazy reasons that toxicity exists and all this nonsense. It's just the report system. People realize they're not going to get punished, so they behave more poorly. That's it. No need to make long posts about it. No need to talk about it for 3 minutes like I have here. It's just the report system. The last perceived issue on my list is the meta, and more specifically, it's the fact that a lot of people don't think it's changing. I think with the first two things we talked about and the meta, we're going to kind of cover all of the community's complaints directly or indirectly. But I'm actually going to save the discussion on the meta for another video. I'd like to get some Overwatch personalities in here, some big YouTubers as well as some big streamers. I'd love to get like Seagull to come on or someone else because he's huge. He's probably not interested in me, but someone big to come and talk about this issue and probably, you know, interview them, have a great discussion on it, and talk about all this deep down to the core. So we're going to save that. Tell me what you think about my opinions on both the toxicity issue as well as the SR lottery issue, just the quality of games, because I feel like that was my genuine opinion. I know I get hate no matter what I say, literally. I could agree with the entire community and people will say I'm unoriginal and somehow will still disagree with me. And I can give my own opinion that I truly believe in and people will just say like, I'm doing it for views. So tell me what you guys think in the form of comments, logical comments. I'm not really going to look at likes or dislikes anymore because if you don't leave a comment, I've got no idea why you're disliking. But anyway, be sure to follow me on Twitter. I know I've been asking a lot. And I'll see you guys all later. Have a great day. Lone Hawk is out.